guys, how's it going? March 28th, 2016, 8:36 p.m. I've actually made quite a few videos lately. Most of my channel focuses on my hobby. One thing that you probably may or may not hear too often is where real life kind of gets my attention really quick. I was out for job stuff today, so I spent a lot of time with that because it's a concern of mine. What's going on? But what I wanted to do in this video was kind of go through some of the things that I believe in, and I've thought about doing these things as far as, and you know, there's so many different things. They say you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, because everybody has very strong opinions about. They get either set up into certain religions or certain politics, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that really is dividing a lot of people, and it's pertaining to religion and politics. And what I'm going to say is, I'm looking right now, what you're seeing on my screen is my desktop computer. I'm basically, as I'm talking, I'm looking at a high definition big screen TV. And the amount of TV that I actually watch is probably on the level of, I watch professional wrestling, and I only limit that to about 3 hours a week or a few extra hours when there's a big event going on once a month. That's my form of entertainment. That's kind of my release. Other than that, I don't deal with reality television. I don't deal with broadcast news. I don't really watch that many movies. I used to get worried. There's some really cool stuff. I used to like Star Trek. I used to like all kinds of different things. Don't get me wrong. If another Star Trek movie comes out, I think I'll take my son and go see it. I heard Superman gets Batman or something like that. Some big box office thing. I miss out on a lot of those things, and am I really missing anything? No, not really. Because are those things really important? Not really. Here's what I follow the most. This is what I do, and you got to be careful because this is okay. That's my website coming up, so that's different. So let me get out of that, and this is where I go into. Now, what you're seeing as far as recommended is based upon some of the things that I search for. So, as you can see, right away, you ever do this in YouTube, okay? And you want to know what you're watching the most? They will recommend videos to try and basically find tags as to what either your subscriptions are, what your searches are, Google, all that metadata that you pop into there is going to start showing up here. A lot of times they recommend things that care less about. Other times you just happen to, and I stumble on things. I end up searching things, and then something leads me to something else. So it might sound outlandish, or it might sound a little bit opposed to what I believe in, but I figure let me hear an opposing view once in a while. There's times where I unsubscribe from different things because their views are just totally off the wall. But when you come down here to my subscriptions, you're going to see, I'm going to take a few real ones here that I look at on a regular basis. First of all, yeah, you got WWE. I barely pay attention to it. It ends up spoiling most of the time because I watch wrestling within a week with my son. I don't watch it on Monday nights. Today's a Monday night. Normally, in the past, I would watch it on live TV. Well, I have a DVR, and that is the only thing I watch on TV is WWE. Now, what does that mean exactly? Sorry, that's not the only thing I watch on TV. I watch baseball season starting on Sunday. I got back into that. But instead of watching full baseball games, unlike I did with the World Series, my team that I follow is the Toronto Blue Jays. I used to follow hockey, but my leagues aren't that great, so I could care less. But baseball, at least they're competitive. And yeah, okay, you're not a real fan if you don't follow. Yeah. I don't care. There's only so much time in the day. Jays games, I watch 30-minute recap videos that automatically go to my DVR. So that's all I do, and it's because you only have so much time in your life, and I'm about to possibly get back to work again. I mean, there's some serious consideration. I went back to a place today that they want me back. I'm not too sure if I want to be back, but sure enough, they want me back. They're agreed to pay me more, which is kind of flattering, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not too sure if I want to be back. There's a lot of things that make me unhappy. So, anyways, I just wanted to go through a few of these. Free Domain Radio is Stefan Molyneux. That's another one now. The problem with Stefan's videos, and I like Stefan a lot, he's a fellow Canadian. The problem is his videos are very long, so it eats up through my bandwidth like crazy. And I just don't have the time always to go through them. And I love it. I mean, he's, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything a lot of these people say, actually. But I agree with a lot of what he says. It's very interesting, some of his stances. Mike Maloney's a good one. He's actually, he sells gold. So does Peter Schiff. Those are interesting people to follow. They have a certain, of course, they have a certain prejudice towards gold, but at the same time, Mike Maloney has some of the best videos. You ever want to know about money, and how money goes? You go over to Mike Maloney. When you go up to the most hidden secrets of money, this has got to be one of the greatest educational things. You will not learn that in school. You won't learn that anywhere. It's all truth. Everything. So, I mean, there's stuff in there. There's all kinds of stuff that you can learn on YouTube and the internet. But you got to be careful with the YouTube. BP Earthwatch now, he can be controversial at times. Sometimes a lot of these people you got to be careful with. And I don't want to discredit him. I do subscribe to him because he has some interesting things once in a while. But there's a lot of quote-unquote fear-mongering going. I don't want to say he's a fear-monger because it's not. I subscribe to some of the gaming channels. I do like playing certain video games as well. Gerald Salenti, Trends Journal, I subscribe to that. I actually subscribe to the subscription, so I do get the Trends Journal. I don't have InfoWars on here. Alex Jones, he can be a little bit outlandish at times, but if it wasn't for InfoWars and Alex Jones, and I do go back to him from time to time, I wouldn't get some of the good information. Gregory Memorino, he's got a lot of good information on some of the trading and some of the markets. Ben Swan's really good. He's like Independent Media Project. He's been in the media. He still is technically in the media, but he doesn't belong to some of the major media outfits. He does a lot of his own independent thing. Some of them, like I said, I subscribe and unsubscribe. RT, they are Russian television. Now, you might have been hearing a lot of bad things about Russia, so keep in mind they are going to probably defend Russia because it's Russian. So they got, but there's RT America, Jesse Ventura, who's a former professional wrestler, former Minnesota governor. I don't agree with everything he says, but there's a lot I do agree with, so he's another one. I got a few other. TZM is the Zeitgeist movement. Now see, here's where I go into things which differ. Zeitgeist movement, for example, had a debate with Stefan Molyneux. And the thing about Zeitgeist movement is this is about a resource-based economy, which I kind of see some of the similarities, but it's often referred to more as a type of socialism or order, or basically something that's controlled from a top-down society where capitalism is totally gone. And I do still believe in capitalism. Capitalism is some kind of a dirty word, but I still believe that there's potential, but I think there's too much corruption at the top. I believe there should be something else, and I don't think it'll ever come to that, but it's interesting to read. The other guys, they haven't really got too much else on there. Ben Swan, Trends Journal's pretty good, as I was saying before. Stephen Malcolm, he's got. If you want to really read this, this is killed my friends. So this is just different reports, and you can see the Ted Cruz sex scandal, untruths about Donald Trump. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. He's like a freedom radio. It's totally. He has no advertising. You just have to basically, if you're interested in him, he always asks for donations. But a lot of these guys do this full time, and there's Alex Jones' channel right there. Young Turks is more leftist, I would say, and whereas Alex Jones is more right. So you try to get both sides. You get the left and the right side, because the left has some points, the right has some points. I tend to be more on the side of right, but I don't believe in this whole right versus left paradigm, because I believe there's good in both. But for most policies, I tend to veer to the right these days. I believe that there's too much liberalism in the world, I guess is the word. Then again, we got a liberal prime minister in Canada right now, and I got nothing bad to say about him so far. But then again, I haven't followed him too much. So, you know, that's about all I wanted to say for this one. I don't know what else. Like I said, I got the wrestling, not Sam's War, but entertainment. I got wrestling. I got some training videos. Mark, guys, this is fun. He just happens to be. I don't know why he's on the top of my list for whatever reason. I don't know what disorders that in the last video, but this video is funny. I mean, some of the stuff is literally hilarious, and he's like a totally right-wing guy, which is fine. There's nothing wrong. Right wing's like a swear word these days, just like being liberal's kind of a swear word too. But, no sunglasses allowed at this beach. And this video is just watching people take off their sunglasses because this guy said so. People who are just like brain dead zombies. It is, some of it is just, you know, that he goes on about the Trump death threats that are going on that seem to circulate. They keep on going. As far as my stance on Donald Trump, I'll just say this: I believe out of all the I'm Canadian, so I mean, really, it has none of my business, but I am paying attention to it. So out of all the candidates, I'd like to see him win the most. I like Bernie Sanders too, which is a total opposite, because he's on the left side, whereas Donald Trump's on the right. But the thing I like about both of them is that they're not attached to the money. Sanders might be a little bit more. I'm not sure yet. You'll have to wait and see. But so far, he's kind of on the side. Hillary wins, which is probably the likely outcome. You know, unfortunately, America's only going to get worse, and so is the rest of the world. Because how America goes, the rest of the world seems to follow. Because that's just how it is. So, anyways, I thought I'd post that for now. There's stuff about Illuminati on this guy too. So you gotta be careful. I mean, there's stuff. It's hard to say. I can't knock the guy. There's all kinds of stuff about Illuminati and different conspiracy theories. And you know, Greg Hunter's a pretty good one. He has his own opinions as well. Paul Craig Roberts, I love watching, listening to him. But anyways, that's the videos that I pay attention to. And he has Gregory Mannarino on, which is great to see, and see Gerald Celente. So this is where I get a lot of different my information from, and I find I get more information from YouTube, and taking a stance, looking at both sides, left, right, non-political, political, non-religious, religious. I even check out some of the religious stuff too. I'm not religious myself, that's just me, but you know, you got to take it from all sides, and instead of watching programming TV, which basically tells you what to think, I would much rather follow some of these people, get my information, and then make a decision for myself based on that information. If I don't like what I'm seeing, I can skip it and do something else, right? So anyways, that's all I got to say for now. I'll upload this one hopefully. Talk to you.